I love me a good movie that makes use of a limited cast and works to the strengths and the abilities of the actors and has a backing up storyline and plot summary and lines, dialogue that's poignant and to the point. I love that. No chaff, no fodder. Shpage, iwupfu wakatsetseka. Usina zvimwe zvinhu zvimachichi, usina zvipfukuto, what. I love that. I'm in love with it. But this film went so far, looking at what Malcolm and Marie did, what The Fall did, what The Shallows did, what Buried did, looking at what they achieved with one or two people being in the cast. It now feeds into the acting ability and amazingness of the screenwriting, the amazingness of the script. This film literally has zero dialogue, nothing, zero. I know of silent films. This is not a silent film. It's just a movie where no one speaks for 1 hour 30 minutes. This girl is being chased around her house, her neighborhood, through a forest, and no one says a single word. Ghana is we one jar, one. Could my we nothing. We just grunts. But no word. There's a scene where she goes into a bus, and in this bus she gets attacked by a human being who has been probed by these aliens, because these aliens would release bolas, so just this bolas. Yes, bolas is an English word. It would release this bolas, and this bolas would get inside you, and then you would start praying to the sky. Fine. Yes, we'll run back to that. You'd start praying to the sky. So this person starts trying to attack her because we don't necessarily understand. Maybe it's because she's not part of the hive, and there seem to be other people on this bus who are not converted, and they say nothing. No one screams. No one speaks. The bus driver sees by rear view mirror because something is going on, and he says nothing. He stops the bus, and this girl gets down. She disembarks, and she runs off. And he sees this man is chasing after this girl. He sees like a quarter of the bus is chasing after this girl, and he says nothing. These are the parts of the movie that make zero sense. This no longer becomes a conservative cast. It no longer becomes a conservative line dissemination. It just becomes something that is impossible. No one speaks. No one says anything. Hey, fine. Let's just round back to the plot. So the movie follows Bryn. Bryn is a loner. Bryn anogara ari one. Muimba yavo inoita ngiri towards the sango. I don't understand if that's being rich or it's just setting up a horror movie. But fine, we'll go with it. Bryn is a loner. She lives alone. Anenge achitamba nechidhori zvake, chima houses, achizvibikira chikafu, lonely people stuff. And she says nothing. She listens to music, then she writes a letter to Maud. Then we see Bryn going to a gravesite. So now we're thinking, alright, whose grave is this? She was writing a letter to Maud. Maud must be her long lost friend. She gets there and it seems she's estranged. She's hiding from the townspeople. The townspeople stare at her like they don't like her. Now we're peaked. We're wondering what's going on. But at the same time, we really don't care. So Bryn goes to this graveyard and it turns out she's mourning her mother. She's mourning her parents. But then at the same time, she's hiding from the townspeople. We see her hiding from this police officer and this woman. And then Bryn goes back to her house and she keeps living her lonely ass life up until early in the morning. She hears a bang, a crash, a boom. Then she gets out of bed and then she sees, her front door is open. And she's standing by the stairs like an intelligent person.
she does not just rush down the stairs to close the door because, hey, you meet a bear and it mauls you, and then what did you achieve? Nothing. So she stands by the stairs like a fucking intelligent person. Stays by the stairs, and then as she's standing by the stairs, she sees something, a weird shape, a hazy thingy moving in the kitchen. And then she starts to walk back. One step, one step, one step. And she's coming back up the stairs. But banutsika manje, umsorosoro kuma stairs, because it's wooden floors. Because you know, when you get rich, you get wooden floors. You don't get tiles. My tiles are eating noise. You know, if horror movies were based in houses that have tiles, most of the scares, most of these people getting caught would have been because they're stupid, not because of the floor. You can't tell me that the only reason why a character would die is because they live in a house with wooden floors. But anyways, the convenience of it all, maybe it's a Western culture. In Zim, in here, down here, go Africa, in Wakanda, we use tiles. Ugo, maybe they just love wooden floors, but wooden floors are no water. So why? Anyways, I'm focusing on the wrong thing. So she's up there, she makes this noise, then this alien thing, right? Because now we know it's an alien. Ah, shit, I ruined it. But anyways, so this thingy, whatever it is that's in the kitchen, is like, then she starts running. Then she runs into the bedroom, goes behind her bed, hides her under the bed. And now I'm thinking, okay. Then it walks in, then it goes on top of the bed. Then it goes kuseri kwebed kwa ari. Then we see that it stands on a foot, then it raises up onto its toes, climbs out the window. So it turns out it's not really a normal home invasion. It's not a guy in a mask or anything normal. It's an alien. So what the movie does is that it's an alien invasion. So when the trailer sets up it's not a normal home invasion, they don't mean that it's a home invasion. They mean it's a planet invasion. Or it's a city invasion. Or maybe what they meant is that it's a home invasion, but by an alien. Anyways, Bryn gets super lucky. How convenient is that? And she kills every alien that happens to enter her house, in spite of the fact that these are super intelligent beings and they have telepathic powers. So she keeps bumbling around and killing them. At some point, she does some Home Alone stuff and sets up traps and all that. Most of them don't work, and then she throws hot water at this other one, and eventually she finishes the job with finish him. So yeah. And then it turns out the cop and the woman that we saw at the start are Maud's parents. Maud is dead. So the letter that was being written posthumously. She's in mourning. And we see a flashback and we realize, Bryn is the one to blame for her death. Okay, so it's very important to understand this dynamic, because this dynamic brings us back. You remember when I said there's a bolas? Exactly. Bryn eventually gets bolased. She gets bolased in the mouth. And then in this world that she starts seeing, the stupor, she accepts how it's not real and Maud is not supposed to be there. And then she sticks her hand in her mouth and she pulls out the bolus. How Bryn is so mentally capable and stronger than everyone else is beyond me. She's quite resilient in the real world, but she's mourning. They did not even... That's where they went wrong. They did not even give us time. She should have been tempted in the very least. It does not seem like she has properly gone through her depression. She has properly mourned and processed the loss. It does not seem like that. No one is just writing a letter out of nowhere to a dead person, telling them how much they miss them. And when they go into an imaginary world where they can see this person, and all of a sudden, they denounce it without even considering how real it is, without shedding a tear, without considering, namuona Maud wangu. No, she just sticks her hand in her mouth, pulls it out, and then now she's trying to scamper away, and eventually she gets caught, sent to the spaceship, and Ikoko, that's where the aliens now probe her telepathically. Banumbata. And then they see into her mind. They see all the pain, guilt she's holding inside. And for some reason, that causes them to then not put a bolus inside her. But everyone else in the city gets a bolus. So you get a bolus, you get a bolus, you get a bolus, you all get a bolus. But except Bryn, because apparently guilt, loss, depression, self-loathing are things that make up a great society. So everyone is just worshipping the sky, and now Bryn has some people to dance with, and the whole town likes her because they are being controlled by aliens. Okay, that's the plot. Now, my thoughts on it. The first thing, it's way too quiet. Like, we need some dialogue to accentuate these scenes. Just a bit of dialogue. For example, the bus scene that I explained. It's unbelievable how that scene could have gone through. Like, we could have gone through it with zero dialogue. Like, no one said anything. The bus driver was not bolased. He should have said something. Sit down. Stop what you're doing. Get out. Run away. No one says anything. Bryn Wacho says no word at all. Even Panuna Maud. She just looks at Maud and says nothing. Not even a I'm sorry. Right? To show us the remorse, the desire, the let go, the letting go, the processing of the emotion. They could have given us a speech in that moment. I'm sorry, Maud. I didn't mean to do that. It was an accident. I'm so sorry. I miss you so much. She could have said all that to represent how she's processing her emotions, to represent how she's processing the loss and showing the guilt. But there was none of that. She stood, looked at Maud, and she's like, nah, I'm done with this. Pulled the thing out of her mouth, and it was done. Kind of sounds like sex tape, but anyways. So that's how it is. The film stumbles through it like that, and somehow Bryn keeps killing aliens with like zero training or anything like that. And she runs, right? And there's just zero payoff. It sets itself up for a really different type of home invasion. It's a double entendre. It's a home invasion in the sense that it's a planet invasion. It's a different home invasion in the sense that they're aliens. But then from there, it just goes on a downward spiral. We don't really understand what the aliens are trying to achieve, because there are these moments where the aliens seem to be listening to a higher power. Where the alien releases a bolus, it does not seem like the alien itself is controlling its own movements. Because when the first alien that she kills dies, a bolus climbs out of it. So now we're thinking, are these aliens also being controlled by something else? And what is with the worshipping the sky thing? So the aliens are literally just here. I know we can't even begin to fathom the purpose or the reasoning of an alien, but why are they here? What are they trying to achieve? Is it a planet-wide invasion? Is it a town-wide invasion? What exactly is the purpose of this film? And why is Bryn the one who gets to survive the bolasing? Why is she not getting one? What is so special about her guilt and loss and trauma, which she never processed? So her story, her character development is very flawed. It goes nowhere, because she comes from being a loner to being gifted this entire town which forcefully loves her, with zero anything happening in between. No processing of the emotions, no getting into it, like to see how that's difficult for her to process what happened, what she did, even if it was by accident and there were minors. Nothing of the sort. It's just a simple, I killed these aliens, and then these aliens see, which now, and I'm actually lonely. Then they give me a bunch of friends. La 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 la, la 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 la, Elmo's world. What? So yeah, those are my thoughts on No One Will Save You.